Hey there, love detectives. Welcome back to the Mind Detective Agency. Is your dating life a mystery novel filled with cliffhangers and disappearing acts? You think you've been ghosted, but then a faint text message pops up like a distress signal from the deep? Fear not, because today we're cracking the case of submarining. So, how do you know if she's just playing hard to get, or playing you all together? Here are 9 signs she might be a submariner, not a ghoster. Sign number 1. The disappearing act, but not completely. Your daily texts become weekly, then monthly. She's not gone from your life entirely, but the communication frequency takes a nosedive. It's like she's slowly submerging, disappearing bit by bit. Unlike a ghoster who vanishes without a trace, a submariner leaves a faint trail of breadcrumbs. A like on your social media post here, a random reply to your story there. It's enough to keep you wondering, is this the end, or just a temporary phase? Sign number 2. The busy bee excuse. Remember those daily conversations filled with jokes and plans? Suddenly, her life becomes a hurricane of deadlines, emergencies, and commitments. Work trips, family obligations, even a sudden bout of needing to focus on myself become her go-to explanations for the disappearing act. While everyone has busy periods, the sheer volume and frequency of these excuses in submarining can feel suspicious. It's like she's throwing up a smokescreen to obscure the real reason for her silence. Sign number 3. Holding on to your stuff. This one might seem a little strange, but it can be a subtle hint that she's planning to resurface. Did you leave your favorite hoodie at her place during a movie night? Is your travel toothbrush still chilling in her bathroom cabinet? Unlike a ghoster who'd toss your belongings out the window the moment you vanished from their life, a submariner might hold on to your things. It's a subconscious way of saying, I'm assuming I'll see you again, so I'll just keep this here for when you do. Sign. The random check-in. Just when you're about to write her off completely, a message pops up on your phone. It might be a funny meme she found online, a random thinking of you text, or even a comment on your latest social media post. These sporadic check-ins are like little pings from the depths, a way of reminding you she's still out there, somewhere beneath the surface. They're not full-blown conversations, but they just serve as a reminder that you're still on her mind. Sign number 5. The social media stalker, but not really. In the age of social media, you don't need to be in direct contact with someone to keep tabs on their life. And guess what? A submariner knows this. Even if she's not actively texting or calling you, she might be lurking in the shallows of your online life. A like on your latest Instagram photo, a reaction to your Facebook status update, a retweet of your witty Twitter comment. These are all subtle ways she's keeping a connection, maintaining a presence. It's a low-effort way of staying connected without initiating a full-blown conversation. Sign number 6. The delayed response. Remember those days when you'd get an instant reply to your messages? Those seem like a distant memory now. If you do manage to reach your submarining love interest, you can expect a delayed response. It might be hours or even days before you hear back. And when you do, the message might be shorter, less engaged, and lacking the enthusiasm it once had. It's like she's rationing her communication, sending out messages only when she absolutely has to surface for air. Sign number 7. The friend network intel. This one can be a little tricky to catch, but it's a sneaky tactic some submariners use. Do you share a social circle with your not-so-present love interest? If so, pay attention to any unusual or sudden interest she shows in your life through your mutual friends. Maybe she starts casually asking them how you're doing, what you've been up to lately, or if you've mentioned her at all. It's like she's conducting a covert investigation, gathering intel without having to break radio silence herself. This behavior serves a few purposes. Firstly, it allows her to maintain some level of connection with you indirectly. Secondly, it keeps her updated on your life and emotional state. And lastly, it allows her to gauge your feelings and reactions to her absence. So, if your friends start mentioning your submariner out of the blue, Take it as a sign she might be using them as a lifeline to your world. Sign number 8, the open-ended. Goodbye. If your submariner does manage to briefly surface for a conversation, pay close attention to how she closes the interaction. Does she end the conversation with clear plans and definitive next steps? Or does she leave things open-ended and vague? Submariners often opt for the latter approach. They might end a text conversation with something like, "It was great catching up, let's talk again soon," without specifying when soon might be. Or they might say, "I'd love to get together when things calm down," but offer no concrete timeline for when that might happen. These open-ended closings are strategic. They allow the submariner to disappear again without breaking any promises, while also suggesting the silence is temporary. It's a way of keeping you on the hook without actually committing to anything. Sign number 9, the grand re-entrance with apologies. The defining feature of submarining is the eventual resurfacing. And when a submariner finally decides to fully resurface and re-engage in consistent communication, it's often accompanied by a flurry of apologies and explanations. These can range from the classic busy period excuse to more personal revelations about stress, family issues, or even mental health struggles. The key takeaway here is that the apologies and explanations are offered as a way of contextualizing and excusing the submarine behavior. They're designed to elicit understanding and sympathy, to paint the silence as a necessary response to difficult circumstances rather than a reflection of disinterest or disregard. These resurfacing messages often also include expressions of continued interest and desire to reconnect. The submariner might emphasize how much they've missed you, how often they've thought about you, or how excited they are to finally be able to focus on your relationship again. The sincerity of these sentiments can be difficult to gauge, and it's ultimately up to you to decide whether the apologies and explanations feel genuine and sufficient. But their presence is a clear sign that the submarining period is coming to an end, and that the submariner is seeking to re-establish regular contact and potentially deepen your connection. Remember, love detectives, you deserve clear communication and respect. If she's not ready to give you that, it might be time to set sail for calmer waters. But hey, if the signs point to submarining, maybe she's just worth the wait. Stay tuned next time for the Mind Detective Agency, where we crack the code of love and relationships. Like this video for more dating mysteries solved. Subscribe for your weekly dose of love detective work. Let us know your submarining experiences in the comments below.